At the weekend, we witnessed some of the best of Scottish football, but this midweek, we could be witnessing some of the worst, as Dundee could possibly need to postpone their match against Rangers again. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. I cannot believe this, but there is talk of postponing Dundee versus Rangers again. There's been talks of moving the fixture in between match day 33 and the first match day of the split. Now, Dundee Supremo John Nelms has came out and spoken about the possibility of needing to rearrange this fixture. He believes that they can get it in between the 16th and the 17th of April and the 27th and 28th. So it would appear that in that 11-day, 10-day period, 12-day period, whatever, they could play the game in between those dates. And why is he saying that? Because we apparently have rain scheduled for Dundee, and the weather forecast is not looking good, and Dundee do not seem to be able to cope with the rain. So we could be looking at a situation where if it rains Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, we could be looking at another postponement. So Nelms came out and said, quote, "That's the reason why we do it, as we are entertainment business. There are no other contingency plans from our side other than the 16th, 17th. Luckily, the split doesn't start until the 27th. So we still have the 16th, 17th week where it's supposed to be dry for 4 days. At this point in time, the game is on. If not, we'll put our contingency plan that will put us forward. We have done everything to drain the pitch. We did that before Saturday's game, but that once again became a timing issue to get the game on. The pitch didn't look great, but it played well, was safe, and the ball rolled the way it was supposed to. The covers are on for tomorrow night on the heavier areas that need to be covered and have caused the issues. The plan is to keep them on and see what happens in the next 24 hours. End of quote. So really concerning here that John Nelms is talking about potentially having to reschedule this again, and at this point it's pretty much just praying for good weather. I mean, that shouldn't be the case in Scottish football or any football. We shouldn't be sitting here thinking, fuck, if it rains all night then we're screwed, the game's going to be cancelled. I mean, that is an absolute joke. Dundee need to get this fixed, or they should pay the consequences, and whether that be a fine, points deduction, that we don't really know yet. But right now, Dundee, it's happened way too often this season, too many times, and something needs to change, something needs to give. But Philippe Clement was given off about the possibility of once again this fixture being rescheduled and being postponed, and he wasn't happy during a press conference. He said, quote, "It's a crazy situation. We're going to travel now and stay overnight, but we don't know for sure if the game is on. It's a bad situation for the league. We have to find a good solution to get this game played. If it was moved to next week, we could find ourselves in the same situation once again if it rains. The club has been in talks with Dundee and the league, and we want a good football game to go ahead. They are in a battle for the top 6, creating a lot of chances, so it will be a big test against a good team." End of quote. So, I mean, even Clement is talking about the possibility he doesn't know the game's going to go ahead, and that if it rains, the likelihood is the game might not go ahead. It's just crazy that we're sitting here basically praying that it doesn't rain. It's Scotland, for God's sake. Fucking rains all the time. That's not a good game plan. you can't go into a week of football thinking, right, we need it not to rain for us to be able to have this match go ahead. I mean, that's ridiculous. I mean, if you're in America or Australia, then that's a decent plan. I think you're entitled to believe that it might not rain, but when you're in Scotland, I mean, the chances of rain is very high, percentage-wise. So something needs to be done about this. Clement also spoke about injuries. I know it's not really anything to do with the game, but he did say, quote, "Ridvan is still missing, not long term, but not fit for this game. It's a matter of days, not weeks for him. Ryan Jack, we are looking at other solutions to get him back. It is a long-term calf issue, and I don't want to risk bringing him back and causing a further injury. We are looking at long-term solutions." End of quote. So according to Clement, Ridvan Yilmaz will miss the Dundee game if it goes ahead, but he should be back for the games after that. And it looks like Ryan Jack's going to be out for a couple more weeks, so I doubt Ryan Jack will play any football until at least the post-split fixtures. But yeah, just not knowing if this game is going to go ahead. If it does get postponed, it's not an ideal situation. I think it's a big unfair disadvantage, though, on the other teams. Dundee are guaranteed, if this gets postponed, I mean, Dundee could go into this game not even needing to win it, or they could go into it knowing exactly the result they need. Because if it did get postponed, this game would then go beyond match day 33. And that would mean that Dundee still have to play this game while Hibernian and Motherwell have played all 33 of their pre-split fixtures. So it just doesn't really seem fair, in my opinion, that Dundee could basically get longer with this fixture, and therefore they will know exactly what result they need in order to get into the top 6. I get it, they're unlikely to get anything against Rangers. I know, I understand that, but still, I do believe it's an unfair advantage. I think this game needs to be played before the split games, and I think the split games should be played at the same time. I think the last fixture, match day 33, I think all the games, I'm not sure if they are played at the same time, but I think they should be. I think that's the fair thing to do. So, yeah, as for right now, a wee bit of injury news there on Redfan, Yilmaz and Jack. The Dundee pitch, it seems like it's as simple as this, guys. If it rains, the match likely won't go ahead if it's bad rain. If it doesn't rain, then the match should be good to go. That seems to be the situation that we're in right now. Only problem is, forecasts tonight for Dundee say it's going to rain. So who knows? Forecasts aren't right all the time, but in Scotland, you know, you don't really need a forecast. You just accept it's going to rain, you predict the rain, and it normally does come. So yeah, we will see what happens, but something needs to be done here. This game cannot get postponed, and it cannot go beyond match day 33, in my opinion. And it's not just Dundee, it's given an advantage to. I mean, it's also like Rangers in a way. I mean, you can argue Rangers have been advantaged here. You can argue Rangers have been disadvantaged. I'm sure Rangers would like to go to the top of the table, but it's also like giving them a backup game, you know, in their pocket. So it is what it is. It is a joke. I get it. Games get postponed. It can't be helped, but this is not ideal. This game's been going on for a while now, and it needs to be played. I mean, we've got this title fight going on, and we're just a game behind, and it's just fucking annoying, you know. You want to know who sits where, you want to know who's top of the table, and I think this is beginning to affect the title fight. I just want to look at the title fight and see both teams that have played the same amount of games, and then look at what the situation is. But we've always got this like black cloud of a Dundee game hanging over us, and Rangers are expected to win it, but you can't guarantee if they're going to win it. So it's just weird, you know. The quicker this game gets played, the better. And yeah, we can decide who's going to win the league, decide who's going to get into the top 6 and all that good stuff. Anyway, guys, that is it. Hopefully it does not rain in Dundee, because yeah, this game, who knows? At this point, we might not even see any more games get played at Dundee the rest of the season, considering how bad that pitch is. They need to get it sorted, or if they can't sort the pitch, if they can't sort the stadium, then they need to get like alternative choices to play their games at, I don't know, a different stadium, backup ground or something, for when Dens Park isn't available to play. Anyway, guys, that's it. Been Fog Football. Catch you in the next one. Peace.